As Stefan Edberg arrived for his fourth-round match, he hoped for a routine workday. Instead, he became another performer in a 5-set marathon. U.S. Open, overtime. Only 20 years old, Dutchman Richard Krycek had used his big serve to become the youngest player to reach the fourth round. And throughout this match displayed shot-making that could make him a force in this decade. After falling behind 2-1, Krycek won set 4 and gained a service break in the 5th. The Swede fired back. The battle raged on well past the 4-hour mark. Edberg was not ready to relinquish his title just yet. He regained the break and didn't stop. Of all the skills on display in this match, the one that grabbed your eye was the Krycek serve. Its speed and accuracy was dazzling. But it was nothing that Stefan Edberg hadn't seen before. As this marathon played out, it became clear that there's more to tennis than a serve. And that this was a day of learning for Krycek's future. The present, however, belonged to Edberg. On night 9 of this 2-week odyssey, these fans filed in anticipation of 2 terrific matches. It began on the grandstand, where the 4th seed Michael Chang faced the 14th seed Malavia Washington. Chang, who had not lost even a set coming into this match, continued his outstanding play as he won the first set easily, 6-2. But Washington was determined not to become another straight set victim. Aided by relentless cross-court forehands that continually stymied Chang, Washington won the next 2 sets and was nearing an upset victory. In this time of need, Chang looked to one of his strongest suits, his concentration. The former French Open champion rallied back. The fans on the grandstand that evening were witnessing an inspiring display of quickness, intensity, and emotion. After winning the 4th set, Chang raced into the 5th, where he more than once used his most enviable physical trait, speed, to send Washington reeling. Washington played valiantly, but Chang dominated the 5th set with hustle and determination, gaining a berth into the quarterfinals. As Chang held court in the grandstand, 2 formidable champions were locked up next door in the stadium, Lendl and Becker. In the 80s, Lendl had ruled Stadium Court. For 8 consecutive years, he reached the finals, winning 3 times. Becker basked in the winner's circle in 1989, adding an open crown to his array of Wimbledon plates. This evening clash was billed as one of '92's marquee matchups. And once play began, one thing became obvious. There would be high-quality tennis played out during what promised to be a very long evening. Becker won set 1 in a tiebreak, but Lendl's piercing passing shots became much more elusive for the German in set 2. The advantage in set 3 was held by the crowd, witnesses to some extraordinary play, even by the standards of these 2 great players. By the 4-hour mark, the tension was visible with every scream, grunt, and grimace. Both players searching for what they were both so good at finding, the edge to win. This one was going 5, and one former U.S. Open champion would go down. At 12:43 in the morning, the decisive piece of the puzzle fell into place. Lendl's service break had rocked the German, who was left looking for help. He received none. "5 hours, 1 minute after beginning, Lendl acknowledged victory, hardly aware that he had just won the longest U.S. Open match ever. During week 2, Jim Courier thought he could sneak in a private practice session in Central Park.
Tim, you can do it, you can do it.
As he is learning, the world's #1 player can sneak very little without being accompanied by some videotaping friends. On Labor Day, Courier met John McEnroe, who after 14 years as a professional, barely flinches when he sees a camera. As much as anything, the match was a barometer, measuring the difference between two champions of different eras. For McEnroe and his loyal followers, there were incredible reminders of the gifts with which this great player had graced the game. Unfortunately, points like these were few and very far between. Truth be told, McEnroe was brushed aside by a younger man who flashed a style very much in keeping with the present times: power tennis. Even fans lamenting McEnroe's difficult day found solace that on Labor Day he was beaten by a current star who embraces a work ethic that would make even many of the old guard pay tribute. This was match point. Courier 1 in 3.
7-6.
McEnroe's contribution to the game goes beyond measure. His imprint on American tennis a step further. However, his departure served more as a transition which would pave the way for a new youthful movement. With the older generation gone, someone very contemporary was waiting, and the level of American tennis would rise some more.
4, 3, 2, 1, and we're hot, we're up. And go, Joel.
It's a spectacular setting as we get ready for the main event of Day 10 and the Bright Tennis.
The stars of this showdown had attracted the attention and hype that had been missing throughout much of the tournament. And it was a match of differing styles, temperament, and dress. These one-time roommates would embark on a 4-hour journey, a journey which would display the skills that made Courier #1, Agassi a bankable star, and both of them eager champions. Courier's stoic presence and consistency would serve as the source of his strength. His 22 aces would keep Agassi's vaunted return of serve in check. Agassi, however, fell victim to his own weakness. A code violation cost him his focus and inevitably a few games. However, he managed to bear down and climb back into the match and would rally to take the second set in a tiebreaker. However, his concentration would wander once again. This time, Courier took advantage and turned Agassi's mental lapse into a third set blowout. Courier's momentum continued into the fourth, where he put an end to Agassi's quest. His victory had pushed him one step ahead of his rival, at least for now, and left fans wondering how this rivalry would develop in U.S. Opens of the future.